my story, it's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran around with every single guy in town. Hey, hey,
Whoa! Bonjour! The last day of November, and we're here. It's Connor and Zoe's Friday night kickabout. We've got plenty to discuss today. A lot of rugby league. We're going to do some looking ahead. We're going to give us top 5 predictions. We're going to look at recruitment. We're going to see who's made the best signings. Lee, they're going crazy at the minute, especially today, announcing
one every
loads
hour.
Of new signings. Yeah, so we've got a load of rugby league to discuss. We'll look ahead to the North London derby in football on Sunday as Arsenal take on Spurs at the Emirates, and I'll also give my combined 11. Pays me to say it, but there's more Spurs players in there than Arsenal.
You've got a full Spurs back four. But
No, I've not. I've changed that.
Oh,
now.
you've changed it now.
I've changed that. But we'll come on to that later.
right.
I want to start with. That's why I mentioned the multitask. I've just put. I'm going to put Monreal as my left back, and I put Moses. Moses doesn't even play for Arsenal or Tottenham, so I'm going. That's good.
That'll do. Yeah, he'll do well.
But we'll start with a bit of rugby league and a story breaking out today. Well, confirmed. It's been doing the rounds for a while. Is that Catalans and Wigan will play a game at Nou Camp, the home of Barcelona next year. Zoe,
Saturday, the 18th of May.
18th
It's
of
been
May.
scheduled for 99,000 seat stadium. Wouldn't it be good if we could get 99,000 bums on seats for
10% of it.
Don't be so negative.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving my. Hey, we said when we started this show that we're going to give honest and open opinions.
But we've got to be a little bit more
And that's what
positive
I'm gonna,
as well.
No, I've just got to be honest. I'll be positive if I feel that it needs to be positive. No. Joking aside.
I hope they get more than 10% of that.
Yeah. If they market it the right way, and they're going to have to give some free tickets away. You're just going to have to do it. Then it'll be good. It'll be good for Wigan, Catalan, and Super League in general.
Well, Barcelona have tweeted it out today. The news that it's going ahead next year, and I think their Twitter reach is about 6 million. They've got about 6 million followers on Twitter, so never underestimate the power of Barcelona. And I think a lot of neutrals as well will sort of want to go over. And I know I was discussing it at work, and my boss, who's not really a rugby league fan, he's more of a rugby union fan, but he said if that game goes ahead that he wants to make the trip across. So I think there'll be a lot of people.
Are we off, so?
Yeah, if I can get the time off work, we'll go for a weekend away.
Oh, she's going to hold me to that now, isn't it? She's going to hold me to that now.
But I think there'll be a lot of like-minded people that will want to go over just for the spectacle. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll get a few more fans and. Hopefully it'll be a good crowd.
Yeah,
but I think it's good. You asked my opinion if it's a good thing or not. I think it is. Can't be a bad thing, can it?
No, I'm just
spreading it out
can't
into.
Be a bad thing.
And Catalans is they love the rugby over there. So having it in Barcelona, I think it'll be great. It's a good move from the RFL and Super League to take it over there. So
even if Super League and Rugby League in general don't get out of it what they were hoping for, Wigan and Catalan are still going to get a lot out of it, so there's no negatives.
A nice holiday.
Well, that's it. No, and the chance to play in a
chance to play
in
a stadium like that. It'll be a once in a lifetime opportunity for them, and it's all down to Catalans that it's sort of happening because. If they had
take a lot of fans.
It's only down the road for them, isn't it?
Well,
so, if they hadn't won the Challenge Cup this year, and that's sort of where it's come from. They were invited by Barcelona's president to parade the Challenge Cup trophy at half time at one of the Barcelona games this season. So, it's all down to them, really.
Yeah, good on them.
Yeah,
I
agree.
And while we're on the topic of Nou Camp and Barcelona Stadium, I once on holiday with my mum and my sister. And
I knew this was coming.
Well, you don't know what I'm going to say. Have I told you this before?
Yeah, I've heard this story a few times.
My mum might have told you this. And
yeah,
we went on a stadium tour of the stadium, and looking round, and there's massive signs everywhere. Please keep off the pitch. What does my mum decide to do? Just stroll on pitch.
She must have missed the signs.
She actually got rugby tackled off the pitch. She started walking on it. Yeah.
I'd have loved to
have seen that. All in all, what's the worst? My opinion is, it's not good. We're not going to get a massive crowd. But what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. It's like it can only be a positive thing for the sport and for expanding it and bringing it to new audiences, which is what we're all trying. Which is what we keep being told that they're trying to do. So, yeah, positive.
So
we'll start the show on a positive note.
It's all fun and games. And
yes.
Rumours at the beginning of the week, Gareth Widdop, the English halfback that's been playing his trade in the NRL for all of his career, he's been linked with a move to Super League.
Not for this season, though. For the season for 2020, isn't it?
But I just want to ask the question: what club would suit Gareth Widdop, and which club is crying out for a halfback?
Well, yeah. Get involved on Facebook, Twitter. Richard, this is your cue.
Smile Radio 3
yeah.
on Twitter and Instagram, and Smile Radio Yorkshire on Facebook. So get in touch.
You've got that script in your brain. You just press a button and it comes out.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get some reaction. We'll have a song, and then we'll come back and discuss what club.
So we had this debate last week that Zoe was adamant that we weren't going to have any James Blunt, but unfortunately, because we live in a democratic state, 2 against 1. So I found a radio edit version. So this is roulette, Russian roulette with music. So this was
going to be my surprise for him on today's show. Actually, she's
been telling me all week we are not having James Blunt on our show.
So
I thought I'd surprise him, but
anyway, a bit of James Blunt. We'll be right back after this with Connie and Zoe's Friday.
Connie, you keep saying that.
Connor and Zoe Friday.
I'm telling people what you call me out off air, Rich.
Right back after this.
She said to me, go steady on me. Won't you tell me what the wise men said when they came down from heaven? Smoked 9 till 7, all the that they could find. But they couldn't escape from you, couldn't be free of you. And now they know there's no way out. And they're really sorry now for what they've done. There were 3 wise men just trying to have some fun. Look who's alone now, it's not me, it's not me. Those 3 wise men, they've got a semi by the sea. Gotta ask yourself the question, where are you now? Gotta ask yourself the question, where are you now? Really sorry now, they want to know they got caught up in your talent show with you panicked a little in your fancy dress who just judge each other and try to impress, but they couldn't escape from you, couldn't be free of you, and now they know there's no way out. And they're really sorry now for what they've done. There were 3 wise men just trying to have some fun. Look who's alone now, it's not me, it's not me. Those 3 wise men, they've got a semi by the sea. Gotta ask yourself the question, where are you now? Gotta ask yourself the question, where are you now?
can't go wrong, and I'll tell you where it all started from.
Well, that's it. We're not having him on again.
Right, well...
That's it. You've
you
had
know,
your
you know
chance.
who's responsible for this? Jonathan Schofield, the son of the legend Gary Schofield, who I work with at Wakefield. We sat in the office doing a bit of work, and he goes, "Do you like James Blunt?" And I says, I don't mind him, but I've never really, chosen to listen to him." And he put James Blunt playlist on during work, and since then it's just that's it. It's playlist on my Spotify, the lot. So Jonathan, you're responsible, but I'm glad you introduced me to him. Well, anyway, we asked you before his little break.
We're never having him on again. I had to take my headphones off.
we asked you before his little break. Gareth Widdop is expected to come to Super League.
Well, he said that he wants to come back to Super League or to England at some point. It won't be this season, obviously. With St George.
Illawarra.
Yep. For this coming season, but it's expected 2020.
Yeah,
well, it'll be coming over. Well, we'll see.
And that poses. Who would he suit? Who would benefit from having Gareth Widdop in the side?
Well, we were just discussing this off air while we were listening to the dulcet tones of James Blunt, and we've gone for. We think it would be best suited for Wigan or Leeds.
Yeah, I just think that
teams crying out for a half-back.
You look at Wigan's half-backs in Lulawai and Williams. I think, for mine, there's nobody there that's going to take a game by the scruff of its neck. George Williams is a good individual player, and he's got a nice close-range kicking game close to the line. And he's got a good running game, but for me, he just runs up his own backside a bit too often. And Tommy Lulawai, he's a competitor. He's tough. He's aggressive. He'll never ever let you down whether he plays at 7 or 9. But for me, he's not the general that's going to guide you around the field. Take control, a nice kicking game, a good distributor of the ball. So for me, Gareth Widdop would be perfect at the side.
I think Williams will get that with as he sort of gets older and progresses a bit more. Do you not think he'd, by the time Widdop's ready to come over?
No, I'm not bad.
And they've got a new coach in Adrian Lamb as well.
I don't think George Williams is the player that I thought when he first came onto the scene. I thought, right, he's going to be class. I don't think he's ever really lived up to that. He's a good individual player. He's a decent standoff, but I don't think he's
as good as everyone expected him to be.
Yeah, for me, I'm not buying him.
Fair enough.
Look, I've nothing against him. It's not a witch hunt against George Williams. I just think there are better halfbacks in the competition that get less credit than George Williams does, and I think he's a standoff. He's never going to guide a team round a park, and I think Widdop and Williams would be fine in there for me.
Yeah.
And Lulawai, I like him at hooker. Because he's tough.
I think he's better. I think he plays better at hooker.
Yeah, he's very tough. He can run out with dummy half.
Because him and Sam Powell have swapped shirt numbers this season, so you'd think that Powell will be starting at hooker.
Yeah.
Does he offer more than Lulawai at hooker? I don't think so, but
I don't think it's a case of him. I like Sam Powell as a player. I just don't think he grasps. He got that opportunity at scrum half. I don't think he grasps that. I don't think him and Williams work well together, and I just think.
What do you think? That's a good move.
Sean
then?
Wayne wanted Lulawai at side of Williams just because he's got a bit of an older head. Just to help him a little bit. But there's not just Wigan. We've said we mentioned Leeds as well, and I think with Leeds. This Lola here, this Tui Lola here, we've just been trying to... I think I've got the right pronunciation. Tui Lola here.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was different, but I don't know.
You're wrong. No, I think a similar sort of scenario. I don't think... I'm not... This isn't a bad criticism of Myler, because I think he's a good player, he's a decent player, but to take Leeds to the next level...
He's an average.
To take Leeds to the next level, they need a better halfback. Lola here is more of a runner. So if you look,
have you seen him? Have you seen Lola here play?
Yeah, he's a bit of a maverick. He's not somebody that's going to guide a team round the field, as we were just discussing with Wigan. So I think if there's the two teams that strike me are Wigan and Leeds, they could do with.
I think most of the teams are pretty settled in their halves combinations. Wakefield have got a new looking half-back partnership this year.
Yeah, it's the right balance.
But it's exactly
they've got a runner and a general.
Well, if you let let me finish my point. I think that's the sort of balance that you do need, and I just think with Wigan and Leeds they've not got that right yet. You never know. This Lola Hay might come in and surprise us, and they might turn out to be a good partnership. But
we shall see.
We shall. We shall.
And that just brings us on to discussing the top 5. Now, Dave the Rave's got in touch and give us his top 5 as well.
I had a lot of trouble actually thinking about top 5, and because I think it's going to be completely different. I think it's going to be a very different competition next year. There's been a load of new signings, most notably Leeds making a load of new signings from the NRL. Warrington have boosted their squad. And then you've got teams like Cass that haven't made any signings. They made their signings midway through last season. So I think it's going to be a really tough competition this year. There's going to be a lot of games where you're not going to be able to call it. I think Leeds will be right up there again after last season. They'll have the likes of Callum Watkins coming back into contention, and I think they've made some great signings. Conrad Hurrell's on his way over. I don't know whether he's
just arrived this morning.
So I think they'll be up there. I've put them in my top 5, whether they'll make it or not.
We'll read Dave's first, and then we'll discuss ours.
Right. So I don't know who's in yours.
Dave the Rave. I think this is in order. Well, I'll read it as his text me. Saints, Wigan, Warrington, Wakefield as his top 4.
Yeah.
And then anybody of Catalan, Cass and Huddersfield all in the mix for 5th place. So he's even ruled out Leeds. Which
that's interesting.
I understand why. I think Leeds, whilst they have made some good signings, they needed to make some. And I don't think the squad depth's good enough. I'm not a fan of the wingers. I've never really been Tom Briscoe's biggest fan. And Ash Handley, I think he's played his best rugby as a centre for Leeds. So I'm not a fan of the wingers.
I think they'll be there or thereabouts. I have put them in my top 5 at a push, but I think 5th place could be any of a couple of teams. Like Dave said, Huddersfield, Catalans, Cass, Leeds are up there for me. Huddersfield have made some fantastic signings too. So they're not going to be a pushover this season. And it'll be Simon Wolford's first full season in charge. I think he'll get them all playing well and gelling together. So it's going to be a really tough one to call next season.
For me, I'm going to go for Saints to finish top, Warrington to finish second, but I think Warrington will go on to win the grand final. And then I'm going to go for Wigan 3rd, Wakefield 4th, and Cass to finish 5th, and then Leeds to finish 6th. Just outside the 5 for me.
I will swap. I've got the same top 4 as you, but I'll swap Cass for Leeds. Put my neck on the line.
Put your neck on the line.
Man,
but I think picking Cass and Leeds, it's like for me picking which bloke to take you off me. It's just like picking that, innit? You don't want any of them to finish in top. We all do respect. You don't though. I don't want Cass or Leeds to finish in top 4 or 5. It's like two blokes lining up there and saying, right, which one do you want to take your lass off you? That's exactly what it's like. But we've got a similar sort of opinion on it. We're just probably disagreeing a little bit on Leeds and Cass.
Well, I don't think we're disagreeing. I just think it could. For me, I've gone with Leeds, but it could be one of a number of teams. And Dave said potentially Catalans, potentially Huddersfield.
Catalans and Huddersfield are funny for me.
I think Catalans are a bit of an underdog this year because they've got Sam Tompkins coming in, Matty Smith. They've made some good signings.
They've signed Sam Tompkins, Matt Whitley and Matty Smith.
And Sam Tompkins, everybody loves to hate him, but I think he can win you a game when he's playing well. And
I'm a big fan of Tompkins. I think
I like him.
He's always, when he first came on the scene, he's a bit of a runner and a bit of a maverick. But I think he's, like you were mentioning, can George Williams develop that? nous in his game where he can. I think Sam Tompkins has developed that, where he's got a good kick, he's got a decent kicking game, and he's just that calming influence whether he plays in the halves or at full back. I think he still probably is a full back, but he's just got that. He's sort of the glue that holds the team together, and that's what.
And hopefully he'll still have that that effect on the Catalans team. He had it at Wigan. Obviously, he's played at Wigan for a long time and developed his game there. He had a year out in Australia, but I think if he can be as good as he was this last season at Wigan, if he can play like that at Catalans and have that same effect on the Catalans team, I think they'll do very well next year.
He was the key for me last year with Tompkins for Wigan. I think if you take Tompkins out of that Wigan team last year, they're nowhere near a grand final for me. That's why I think Wigan, although they'll make the top 5, I don't think they'll be anywhere near a grand final.
Wigan were another one that I sort of ummed and ahed of putting him in my top 5. I think they are still good enough to be up there, but there's been a raft of changes. Obviously, Sean Wayne's left. They've got Adrian Lamb there but he's only there for a year, and then they've got Sean Edwards coming in. So I don't know whether it's just going to be a bit of a transition year, a bit of take the squad time to sort of get used to Lamb as coach. But we'll see. I think they're still good enough to be up there in the top 5. I don't think you could put them out of the top 5. But I don't think they'll be as good as they were last season.
We shall see. And that brings us on just a little bit to recruitment. Cass are the only team not to bring in a new face. So far, my understanding is they're going to bring somebody in, but we shall see.
Well, they said, John Wells came out and said last week, or the week before, I can't remember, but they were looking at bringing at least one new face in. He said that he was happy with the squad as it is, the strength in depth, and he was talking about how he's happy to help develop players and develop their own instead of bringing in loads of new players. And but he did say they were looking for one.
Yeah, well,
but
to try signing Josh Griffin. But the only problem is Josh Griffin, by my understanding, is on a massive chunk at Hull and doesn't want to take a pay cut and join Cass. And who can blame him? Who can blame him? Of course, it's a short career, but that's what I've heard. Josh Griffin approached by Castleford, won't take the pay cut. But looking at new signings from everybody, who stands out to you? Who's the couple of faces that you think could really make an impact on their team?
That I'm looking forward to seeing, and I think will be great. I've 2 St Helens signings in Kevin Naikwama. I can never. But it's spelt with a Q.
Yeah.
So him and Lachlan Coote, I think.
Lachlan.
Getting it all wrong. I thought it was Lachlan. How do you know it's Lachlan?
Because Lachlan is that
how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Well, you know who I mean. And Joseph Paolo as well, since I think they've really strengthened. Obviously, with Ben Barber going, that's a big loss to them. But they've got arguably even better players coming in. I like Nike. I liked watching him in the World Cup. And Lachlan Coote will be a good like-for-like swap for Barber. So they're my ones to watch.
Well, I've got a few obvious names: Blake Austin at Warrington,
correct.
Tuilola here at Leeds, and of course Lachlan Coote and Nagama and Paulo.
I forgot about Blake Austin. But he's another one.
There's just a couple of signings that have gone under the radar at clubs, and I think they can make a big impression in their own right. I think Danny Walker at Warrington.
Yeah.
Whenever I've seen him play at Widnes, he was introduced into the scene as a young kid, and he's only small.
He's only 21.
He's only small.
He's still only 21 as well.
But he's a tough young player. Who I think when he gets the licence to play a bit, because playing in a team that's poor in Super League in Widnes, you don't have a licence to play. You've just got to be defensively good with the role he plays. But I think if he gets some game time this year.
Do you think he will get any game time?
I don't know. Look, if Daniel Clark gets an injury, or if they're just wanting, if they want to carry an extra 9 on the bench to give Clark 20-minute breather during the game, then Walker's an option there. So I think he's a real tough competitor, and I think if they give him the licence to play, I think he can play. Joe Batchelor at Saints as well. I think if he gets a chance, I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if we're going to loan him back to York for a season. I don't know, but if he gets a chance in that team, I think he's very similar to his brother. He's got good deception, plays out on the edge. He's got a good line breaking ability. Defensively, he's tough, and he's got something in his locker that you can do things. You think, whoa! So I think he can be one to watch. And the other one is another player that's come from Widnes, actually gone to Catalans, Matt Whitley. I think he got introduced onto the scene at a young age again, and big things were thought of him. Thought he was going to have a real big career. It probably went a little bit stale at Widnes for him, which is understandable.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of everything. I think everything went stale at Widnes, to be honest.
But I think
it wasn't a great side to sort of flourish in, like you said earlier with Danny Walker. But yeah, like you said, I think he will.
If he gets the opportunity, I think he can take it.
Fit in at Catalans, yeah.
Good, strong running back row. We a bit of
but we've got
of class.
You made a big list, didn't you, of ins and outs or for all the different. I mean, there's too many. There is too many. Showing it to the camera. There is too many to mention. I mean, we've not even got to Leeds' signings. Trent Merrin as well. Kane Linnett at Hull KR. That's a really good signing for Hull KR, I think. Who else have we got?
We've got loads. Mitch Garbutt gone to Hull KR from Leeds. Jimmy Kainos.
Do you know what? Hull KR are building a good squad for next year.
Yeah. Well, we'll touch up on some ongoings in the Championship, some movement in the Championship, and Lee are just having a spree, an absolute spree.
Well, we'll discuss Lee in just a few minutes, and we'll have another song.
Yep.
We've got a lot to talk about with Lee. They've obviously come out of special measures. They've seemingly got everything sorted, making a whole load of new signings today. So we'll touch upon that after this short musical interlude. We're going to have a bit of Paolo Nutini now, when Richard's ready.
Woke up cold one Tuesday. I'm looking tired and feeling quite sick. I felt like there was something missing in my day-to-day life. So I quickly opened the wardrobe, pulled out some jeans and a t-shirt that seemed clean, topped it off with a pair of old shoes that were ripped around the seams. And I thought, these shoes just don't suit me. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything's right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. No short on money but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Woke up late one Thursday and I'm seeing stars as I'm rubbing my eyes, and I felt like there were 2 days missing as I focused on the time. Then I made my way to the kitchen, but I had to stop from the shock of what I found. A room full of all of my friends, all dancing round and round. And I thought, hello new shoes, bye-bye blues. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. No short on money but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone they take me on. I'm walking till the break of dawn. Take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone they take me on. I'm walking till the break of dawn. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so sunshine, and I'm running late, and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes.
College Grove Nursery in Wakefield has been providing the highest standard of childcare for over 22 years. Situated on Eastmoor Road, we are close to the M1 and M62 motorway network and also convenient for Wakefield city centre, schools and major places of employment. For more details, check out our website at www.collegegrovenursery.co.uk or give us a call on 01924 200 120 to arrange a visit. College Grove, a special nursery which takes a hand, opens a mind and touches a heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Broadcasting around the world.
Well, hello.
This is your number one internet radio station.
And we're back.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you
that,
sure?
that little snippet. You need a little short section of me ranting about something.
We don't.
I love a bit of Paolo Nutini. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Lee's new signings. We were talking about them before the break. As of now, I mean, there might be more new signings. They're just doing them every hour. But we've got Ian Thornley, Andy Braycheck, Luke Adamson, Stephen Marsh, Declan O'Donnell, and Johnny Pownell.
That's another name that I didn't know how to pronounce. Braycheck.
Yeah, Braycheck.
Braycheck.
He's been around years as Braycheck.
How's it spelled?
Bracek.
Yeah, still no wiser.
Still, yeah.
Andy Braycheck. Yeah, so it's just bizarre how 1 minute they can be in special measures, not have anything, and then they're signing all these players.
Well, they're out of special measures now, aren't they? They put a statement on the club website.
Yeah, but I don't get how they can.
Well, no, I don't.
But what do you make of them new signings?
Yeah.
They're just championship
They're
players.
yeah, exactly. There's nothing to kind of write home about. Stephen Marsh did all right for Widnes.
Did all right for Widnes, but Widnes.
But they're all, yeah, exactly. So Ian Thornley, he's been around for ages. Yeah.
Average, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Average. I think there's not much to really.
There's no big name wow signings, but I don't think they'll be making any of those anyway.
No. Well,
they're sort of spending within the means, I think, and they'll build a good squad, a decent squad, I think. But it will be just a decent championship squad.
Well, you said there'll be no big names at Lee. Now, a club we've spoke about with Lee in the past is Featherstone.
We spoke about them last week and what was going on there. Have we got a new? Have we got a new?
I've been waiting with bated breath to find out what's going on at Fev.
Have you actually?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I don't know the latest.
Such a turmoil going on.
I do know they've signed two big names.
They've got no head coach yet.
No.
That's not been announced. Where's Big Dave?
Yeah, we need to get Big Dave the Rave on.
Has he put his application in?
He's applied for it. Put him down. They've put him on a short list. Well, at the minute, there's only him on short list. But no, they've announced over the past week, Jordan Tanzi and Ryan Bailey have both signed 6-week trials.
Yeah, so they're
on from back in the Leeds days.
Yeah, they're on 6 weeks.
Lads.
They're on 6-week trials, aren't they? So, what does that entail? What does that mean after the 6 week? After the 6
It means
weeks,
they've got 6 weeks to go up, do a pub crawl around Fev and decide which pub's best. Yeah, a 6-week trial.
I mean,
does that mean from the start of the pre-season friendlies or not? Because they're not going to have any game time if it's a 6-week trial. It's a 6-week trial. It'll expire by the time they're playing the games.
Bear with me, I'll have a look. Keep talking.
Bear with Carla.
Keep talking.
But for me, I just think they're in a bit of a mess. They're in a bit of a pickle. I think they're sort of signing anybody, and that's no disrespect to Jordan Tanzi, who I know from his time at Wakefield, and Ryan Bailey. I just think Jordan Tanzi's taken some time out of the game, and he was never known for being in the best physical condition when he was playing full time. So if he's taken 6 months or however long out of the game, then I can't see him being in peak physical condition now at Fev.
A bit like myself and you, Connor.
Right, so
Hey,
it
I'm in
says
decent
on the
condition.
Featherstone Rovers website, on the statement that they released about Ryan Bailey joining on a 6-week trial, it says, if the prop impresses in his 6-week trial, he will pack down with the rest of the Rovers forwards for the 2019 season. So I'm guessing then that that's just 6 weeks in pre-season, and then if he impresses, he'll sign with them.
I won't believe a Fev press release. Now St John Duffy had signed a new contract, and that turned out not to be true. But Bailey, how old's Bailey now? He's got to be 50, hasn't he? He's knocking on his Bailey, and I think Tansy's similar. Does Jordan Tansy, if you get his head on the game and you get him in peak physical condition, does he have something to add to Fev's squad? Absolutely, yeah. But the big question is it worth the risk? Probably not, because he won't be on a cheap wage. I wouldn't imagine.
34 he is.
Is that all he is? I thought he was late 30s, Bailey.
34. Well, he started. 34. Yeah, he's been around for ages, hasn't he? Another player that started young. 34.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of things in rugby league, haven't we? We've had a good natter.
We've had a good natter. Don't know. Yeah, I think we've exhausted all everything that we've wanted to talk about in rugby.
Yeah. Well, Are
you all rugbyed out?
I'm all rugbyed out. I've got my football head on now. I've got my Arsenal and Spurs combined XI in my head. I've got my predictions all jotted down at the side of me.
He's done his own work this week.
Last week, what did I say? If Arsenal lost to Bournemouth, they didn't. So I live to fight another week. Another day. But before we look ahead to, we do a big preview on the North London derby. We'll go through his predictions, Zoe.
Yeah, just read them out to me, and I'll just
in the Premier League fixtures. I've been doing quite well. What we're going to do next week? I'm going to look back at the show because I can never remember what, and I'm going to write down my predictions. See how many I got right.
You got one result right last week, actually, to the dot as well.
To the dot, yeah.
Fulham.
What about? Did I?
Yeah, 3-2. He said.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm just an absolute expert.
Yeah, but I did other week and said Man City would win 3-1.
But so I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to look back at the show, write down what we said, and we'll have a little competition, shall we? As of this week, we'll have a little competition.
What do we win at the end of it?
You get to run up to flat top.
I'm not running. I'm not running up with no clothes on.
So tonight, actually, at the Cardiff City Stadium is Cardiff and Wolves. Wolves coming off the back of that disappointing loss against Huddersfield.
Yeah, but I thought Huddersfield played really well.
They did.
They deserved to win it. I think Wolves didn't really.
I really like Huddersfield, mate.
I really want them to. I don't know if they've got enough in the tank to stay up, and we've discussed this a lot. But I'd love them to. I'd like them to. I like Huddersfield, and against Wolves, they started to show the team that did so well last year, and I thought they played really well. And it shows that they can get a result. I mean, maybe we're just being a bit too downbeat on them. I think everybody is, but
I was watching a bit of Soccer Saturday or whatever it's called on Sky last week, and
Soccer AM.
No, the thing that Jeff and lads do.
Gillette.
Gillette Soccer Saturday. That's it. Yeah, and David Wagner's come out. He's come out and said we have been so lucky.
X Factor.
Yeah. We hit the post, we hit the crossbar. They've hit the woodwork more than any other team. But when it actually shows you
how many times they have,
desperately unlucky. You turn those going to the back of the net, and they've won an extra 4 or 5 games in the mid-table. You know what I mean? So it's fine margins. I think. Look, we know the quality's not there, but they've got a workman-like side.
They all work for each other, and they're a team. They work together,
and that's what.
Could
keep them in the Premier League again.
If they're going to stay up, that is what will be their defining factor in staying up.
Yeah. But Cardiff and Wolves we will speak about.
About
I've gone for Wolves to get back on the horse with a 2-1 win.
1-1.
1-1. You've gone for a draw, have you?
I have, yes.
1-1. Well,
are you writing this down then, just to keep a note?
And I'll keep them safe, Connor, so she don't cheat.
Lovely. We've got a nice little.
I remember. I've got a good memory, so I remember.
Yeah, and on to Saturday's game, Palace versus Burnley. I've gone 2-1 Palace.
Am I going to have to go different to you then each time? I think 2-1 Burnley.
2-1 Burnley. Huddersfield Brighton, I've gone 2-2 draw.
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Leicester and Watford.
1-0 Leicester.
Ooh.
I've gone 1-0 Watford.
Do you think Watford will win?
They've been doing all right, haven't they?
Watford are a good side. Leicester are a bit inconsistent. City and Bournemouth. I've gone 3-0 City.
4-0 City.
Ooh.
4-0. Newcastle and West Ham.
That's just a bit of a damp squib, as they
1-1
say.
for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 1-1 as well.
Do you know, she has to just... Why do you have to pick Sam on a joke?
I think Newcastle will sneak it.
You're going for Newcastle, are you?
Are you going to join in on the predictions, Rich?
No, I'll throw everyone every now and again. I think Newcastle. I think that he's got them ticking. I think because.
Do you think?
Benitez, yeah, they've last couple of games have
Done one
sneaked.
on Monday night.
Yeah. I think he always seems to do it, doesn't he, Rafa? He seems to.
He'll get him out of it probably, won't he? Southampton, Man U.
Oh, now that is, I think, 1-0 Man U.
I've gone 3-1 Man U. I think they can be poor for plenty, but they always have a result in them. So I'm going to go 3-1. What you gone? 1-0, Zoe?
1-0 Man U, yes.
Rich, turn your notifications off.
Sorry, yeah.
On to Sunday's games, Chelsea and Fulham. It's a derby day. Chelsea-Fulham at the Bridge.
I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea.
I've gone 4-1 to Chelsea. The big one which we'll discuss the lot shortly. Arsenal-Spurs, 2:05, Sky Sports. I've gone 2-1 to the Gunners. What have you gone for, Zoe?
You've gone what, 2-1 to the Gunners?
Yep.
I think... Oh, gosh, I don't know. I really
Arsenal,
can't call it.
unbeaten in 18. The Emirates is a fortress. What's so funny about that? The Emirates is a fortress.
There's no bias whatsoever.
No,
is there?
I'm stating facts. So no bias. I am stating the facts. Arsenal
Oh, yeah, they're unbeaten in 18, but...
And they're at home. Surely that gets them some sort of result, even if it's a draw.
I think it could be a draw. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
2-2. And then the Merseyside derby, Liverpool-Everton, I've gone 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah,
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah, I'd go with that.
Toffees are struggling.
You're going 2-0 as well?
Yeah, I'd go with that, yeah.
2-0.
2 or 3, but I'll go with 2.
There we go. We've got them. We've got his predictions. We'll see who's won what, and we'll have you next week.
Right, so should we do it as a weekly thing then? So we're not like just counting them up after. Yeah,
Well,
we'll
just
do
do
it
it
as
a
a
little bit.
weekly.
I think we'll do it a weekly thing at the end of the season. We'll tot it all up.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll keep them nice and
So
safe.
from now,
Yeah.
from today's show. So let's not. Well, let's.
We'll keep
Yeah,
it
as
in
of
the safe in the
Scott,
studio.
right. So we'll just go on to how we score it. So if you get the absolute correct result, how many points do you get?
1 point for the result, as in
You
that
got
team winning.
Yeah.
And then 3 if you get
get
the actual
the actual
correct
result. Yeah.
Yeah, are we going to do that?
Yeah.
And 0 if you get the wrong result.
And then
obviously.
0.
And then -10 if you get it completely wrong.
What if you're 4 goals out or whatever?
It's like scoring on QI. Anyway.
I hope to God that Arsenal don't let me down on Sunday. But we're gonna.
Are you gonna put the gauntlet down? And if you do, if Arsenal don't win, are you
No,
off
I'm
to
not.
flop
Not a
shot?
chance. Not a chance.
Sorry about that. You can tell we're live, can't you?
We-
So press the button. Wrong
We
button.
apologise for the technical issue.
Technical difficulties in the Smile Radio studio.
It's a picnic mode. Person in chair, not in computer. Anyway, sorry about that.
Anyway, so the big one of all them games, it is a North London derby, and I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say Arsenal are going to win out, even if Arsenal was lost 10 up row. I'd still want them to get a result, and still say they'd get a result. But I genuinely believe that home advantage will see Arsenal through, and I'm not being biased, as you'll know full well when I come on to my 11. I have actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 Spurs players, 5 Arsenal players. So I've edged
More onto the
onto
Spurs
Spurs,
side,
yeah.
because you've gone for. Oh
Well, go on. I'll tell you it now.
no, you haven't. Because did you go for the Arsenal keeper in the end, or
I have gone for the Arsenal keeper. I think I'm a big fan of Lloris. I just think I think there's better keepers than him now. I don't.
Yeah, but is the Arsenal keeper better?
Bernd Leno, I think he is a really, really good keeper. A really good keeper. He's kept Arsenal in a lot of games this season.
I'd have gone with Lloris.
All right, well that's fine. It's all about
I
opinions.
think what we should do, because we're coming up to the last sort of 15 minutes of the show, let's play a song, and then you can give your predictions after this.
Let's do that.
Well,
we do
not
that?
predictions. He's gone for his
Yes, sorry.
combined 11.
It's combined 11, yeah. So we'll do that after
And then
this.
you guys can have a think and let us know in the comment section on Facebook
Yeah.
Live.
I didn't
Get in
realise we
touch.
were that short. We always
It
lose.
whizzes by, doesn't it? Yeah.
It just flies by, doesn't it? Time flies when you're having fun, eh?
So, what's your next song then, Zoz?
What is our next song?
I'll be riding.
Oh, a bit of George Ezra, yeah, my favourite.
Shotgun underneath her.
Is it coming?
I know. I thought we were in the studio then.
We'll be right back with Connor and Zoe. Friday.
You'll get it. You'll get it one day.
Live on Smile Radio.
Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. The sun ain't changed in the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. We're south of the equator, navigator. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. Deep sea diving round the clock, bikini bottoms, lager tops. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. We got two in the front, two in the back, sailing along, and we don't look back. By in the yellow and green, stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone, a someone, a someone, a someone.
Yeah. Bit of George Ezra there for your kids. Right then, carry on.
Yeah, so I've
So we've had a sudden change, haven't we?
I've reassessed.
You've reassessed the situation,
Yeah, I've,
and you listened to me and realised that I was right.
I didn't. I just changed my mind. I've gone 7 Spurs players, 4 Arsenal players. So do you want me to name my 11 now? We play a 4-2-3-1 formation, which has the capabilities to drop into a 4-4-2 and a 4-3-3.
But
4-2-3-1 is the main formation we've got. So we've got Lloris in goal. Trippier, Alderweireld.
Who was that? Sorry, Lloris in goal. Did you swap?
Lloris in goal.
Have you swapped?
Yeah, I've swapped. I've swapped. Yeah, I'll probably just try and be a little bit biased. Try and get my numbers a bit even. But, no, Lloris in goal. Trippier right back.
Yeah.
Alderweireld, Vertonghen. Those three were easy for me. Left back was a difficult one because I think Danny Rose on his day is probably the best left back.
I love Danny Rose. I think
But
he's
I
great.
think for consistency, I've gone with Nacho Monreal. I think whenever he plays, I think he does a really good job. So I've gone for him at left back. The two in front of the back four, I've gone for. Well, a few Spurs fans will probably be a bit disappointed I haven't picked Eric Dyer, but there's no way he wouldn't even get his reserves for me for Dyer.
You can that can be your rant. Your rant for this week.
What does he do? He's pointless. He don't do out.
I knew I
He stands there like a
you
black
off.
hole. He don't do out. He's pointless. So Dyer's water carrier for me in his side. I've gone with Torreira for new signing, a little Uruguayan technician in the middle of the pack, because he can do a bit about. He's tough. He gets about, but he's got that little bit of technical ability as well. So I've gone with Torreira, and I struggled for that other midfield spot.
Yeah, you were.
Umming and ahhing between Harry Winks, Victor Wanyama, and Dembele.
Musa.
But I've gone with Wanyama. Wanyama edges it for me.
Why?
I just think he's.
What was your reasoning?
I don't know.
Don't know. Just what
I
liked
don't know.
it. Just felt like
I've
it.
just he just edges it for me.
Yeah.
I just think he can run with the ball a little bit. He's
got a bit of
passing
everything.
range. He's got a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Wanyama
We like that.
And then the three behind obviously Harry Kane's my striker, but the three behind Harry Kane, I've gone with Özil, Eriksen, and Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang will play on the left. I'm not sure who'll play on the right side out of Özil and Eriksen because they're both number 10s, but they've got that flexibility, they've got that licence to roam. So Özil, Eriksen and Aubameyang would be my three behind Harry Kane. It's got guaranteed goals, it's got the flair, the vision of Özil and Eriksen, it's got the toughness of Torreira and Wanyama, it's got the speed of Trippier. We've got Monreal. And Vertonghen and Alderweireld at the back, class.
And the safety of Lloris in your net.
So there's my Tottenham and Arsenal combined 11.
They could be world beaters.
Is there anybody on there that you changed?
No, I think that's. I'd have Eric Dyer in.
You wouldn't have Dyer in at all.
Gascoigne, I'd have Gascoigne in.
Yeah,
I'd
have Henry up front and all.
I think that's a decent enough.
So
yeah.
Here's a question for you then, Connor.
Go on then.
Since you're a Gunners fan, who would be your top 11 Arsenal?
For me watching, right. Seaman in goal. Ashley Cole at left back. Oh, you are big time putting me on the spot here.
Well, have a think about it, and it's something you could think about for next week.
Big time.
We'll do it.
Because you think over the years,
how many players they've had.
What about Righty up front? Ian Wright in his pomp, man. He were class
Yeah, but he
act.
won't get in my team. No way.
Really?
Over Henry and Bergkamp.
Ooh, Bergkamp, different class, but I just
Bergkamp off Henry.
Henry and Bergkamp.
Yeah,
you'd
got
have,
to be.
you
Ian Wright be on my bench.
Yeah.
But Henry and Bergkamp up top. Got to be. Got the Vieira in centre of Park.
Oh, they have had some.
Pires out wide. Class. Absolutely class. But yeah, I'm going to have a think. And there's a few players that have actually featured for Arsenal in recent years that are in with a shout. Probably don't get as much recognition and praise because they've been playing in a poorer Arsenal side. So yeah, I'll have a little think about that, and start of next week's show I'll tell you.
And we've got just want to, another prediction for the biggest game of the weekend we've not discussed yet.
Drum roll, please.
Oh my god!
Come on, the share.
Halifax Town against AFC Wimbledon, second round of the FA Cup.
Well, I'm going to put an accumulator on tomorrow, and Wimbledon will be the first team I select.
You are, honestly. I always support Arsenal for you.
Are they going to win or not?
Come on, this
Probably
year.
not, because they're in
I'm just saying it.
you have to have a little bit of faith. Wimbledon aren't doing very well in League One. Halifax not doing very well in the National League, but they play. I went to watch them in the previous round when they beat Morecambe, who are a league above them. And they played, that's the best I've seen them play for a long, long time. So you never know, an upset could be on the cards.
Could be.
So
Could be.
I'm gonna miss the game. Unfortunately, I'm hopefully gonna watch it because we're on telly, obviously.
She's whining, she's dining, she's in an hot tub, she'll be doing all
I
that.
am, yeah. I'm
we're
away for a weekend.
What are we doing, Rich, this weekend?
I'm got ABC cars above my van, mate. I'm doing taxi run for Lily. So that's my weekend.
I'm going to sit and stare at four walls. And I am looking forward to tomorrow watching. You'll be watching Halifax and who they're playing.
I've just said.
Yeah, I forgot already.
Wimbledon.
Halifax.
You just don't listen to me, do you?
The crazy guy.
I'll be watching the Yorkshire Derby.
Leeds and Sheffield United.
Sheffield United and Leeds. That'll be a good game. But Leeds are rubbish in derbies, aren't they? But they play.
I'm going to go with
this season.
Sheffield United.
They've played a lot better. Because you are so anti. Your mum's ringing you, love. You are so anti. You are so anti Leeds. It's unreal.
That's why my phone's on silent.
So I'm going to go. But I'm
not anti-Leeds. I am anti-Leeds.
I'm going to go a draw. I'm going to go 1-1 because Leeds play better away from home this year. But the record in local derbies is rubbish. So I'm going to go for a draw.
I'm going to go Sheffield United.
But we shall see.
Well, I'm afraid, kids, it's coming up to that time. We're just about out of time.
We're out of topics to discuss.
So,
we could go on through.
Don't forget, get in touch. Give us your predictions. Get in touch with us on Smile Radio Yorkshire on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, Smile Radio 3.
And next week, tune in for Connor's all-time best Arsenal 11.
Yeah. And don't give us your
I'm going to do a Halifax one.
Yeah. Vardy's got to be in there, hasn't he?
We've had some good Vardy, Lee Gregory, who's playing at Millwall now. Jeff Horsfield.
I thought you were going to say, he's playing Champions League, playing at Millwall now.
Yeah, well, that's a big step up. Jeff Horsfield.
Anyway, so you'll be listening to Connor and Zoe's Friday Kickabout live on Smile Radio. Thanks very much for tuning in.
He was one of our best players back in the day. Jamie Patterson.
We're still having a domestic, but anyway, we're going to sign off. Say good night.
We're going to have to agree to disagree. Bye.
Have a fantastic weekend and thanks for tuning in. You'll be listening to Connor and Zoe's Friday Kickabout live on Smile Radio.
Well done.
Yay, Connie. Well done, Connie. Have a good weekend, guys.
Here's my story. It's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran around with every single guy in town. Hey, hey, whoa. Keep away from a runaround Sue, yeah. My miss her lips and a smile on her face, the touch of her hand and this girl's warm embrace. So if you don't